What's going on in your life now? What's the next chapter of Rick Ross' life? Like, what's the next chapter? I heard you got some big things going, and everybody's talking about this stuff. What's going on in your life right now?
Man, I don't know how far I'm gonna go, man. It's like it almost seemed like I used to hear when in football they were saying he's like a boy playing against men, and when I look at the businesses out here, it almost look like everybody are boys. They're just not. I don't know. I guess I'm too focused. I'm too dedicated. Being in prison. Prison teaches dedication. I became a vegan while I was in prison.
I see you eating the vegetarian gumbo. That's
and
good
that's
stuff.
Because
the vegan gumbo, not
food,
vegetarian.
The food wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So I could continue to eat bad food, or I could say, you know what? I'm gonna change my diet and I'm gonna eat the stuff that is good, that's healthy for me.
But how do you get vegan options in jail, though?
Well, they always serve like beans and rice in the prison, salad, some vegetables, So what I would do is I would trade all my meat options for vegetables, and guys loved it.
It's amazing that you had the discipline to do that. The hardest thing with any decision that you make is discipline. But I guess that's a consistent part of your life, is to have the discipline to make your own choices.
Without discipline, though, there's nothing. If you're not disciplined enough to say that, okay, when I make my first $10,000, I'm not going to go spend it on something that's not going to benefit me. When I make my first 10, I don't. Okay, so if I invest this 10, how much I'm going to make? Because I understood at an early age that my money makes money on its own, and once you start allowing your money to make money, is when you really start making big money.
When you really start making big
that's
money.
what they talk about. Is you make money when you sleep at night, because now you got other people
But I don't know how you learned that lesson coming up the way we came up, because that's a lesson. It's even still hard to learn, especially in the culture and the way that we grew up.
Well, remember, I'm a copycat.
Yeah, but who did you see that you could copy that was making money in their sleep?
Well, once you start making money, you start to meet people. People have a different tolerance level for you. If people know that you got 50, 100,000, 200,000, and you ain't tripping on about it, it's like you come up with a good deal, I'm gonna buy it. So they'll start bringing you deals because they know that they're gonna get their commission, and that's really what they're after. And in the process of getting those commissions, people talk. People
so they
talk
turn
about
you on the game. But then, how do you decipher, since you're playing out of your field of expertise? How do you decipher what's real and what's not real? If they could play on your ignorance just like they could play on your strength.
Well, you got to use your common sense. We've done deals. I've done deals in tennis. Because trust me, tennis is a business, even though you may not be playing for money, but it's still the aspect of it that is still business. Say, for instance, like when I was 16 years old at Dorsey High School, there was people.
I went to Dorsey too.
Yeah, right down the street.
Yeah,
I used to catch this bus going right by here every day.
What was the 105?
Was the one? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 105. So I used to take it because we grew up on 52nd and Central, so I would take the buses